Hi! In today's video, I'm going to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while, and that's the topic of friendship. So what is it that a friend is? Let me say that in a way that doesn't sound stupid. What is a friend? And a friend, or a friendship, is a bond between two people that is neither sexual, nor does it have to be familial. What are the responsibilities of a friend is my next question, and I think that there aren't any responsibilities. As in, to use an example, say we have two friends, right? Friend A, friend B. We'll call them Barry and Joe. So Barry and Joe are friends, and you're friends with both of them. Now Barry and Joe get into a fight one day, right? Barry says, "Hey, can you take my side because Joe's stupid?" And Joe says, "No, can you take my side? Barry's being unreasonable." But you see that both of them have valid arguments, and thus you can't pick a side. That's okay. You don't have to pick a side. You never ever have to pick a side. In fact, you should often walk a line of true neutrality, which means you take no sides and you take no part in any argument unless you're directly called into it. And by called into it, I mean they insult your character. Really, you shouldn't have to stand for either side, because in supporting Barry, maybe you'll lose Joe's friendship, and in supporting Joe, vice versa, you might lose Barry's friendship. And that's just not an outcome. But if you stay neutral in that situation, there's a chance you could lose both friendships. So it's really, if they were your friend at all, they wouldn't have put you in that position in the first place. And I think that that's an important thing to note. As a friend, you have no responsibility to anybody else, to any of your other friends, except for consoling them and offering advice, maybe even setting them on a path if they don't know what to do. Not setting them in a way that benefits you. I mean, like, helping them decide what to do. You have no direct responsibility to anybody, unless you feel that way, but then your relationship wouldn't be friendship anymore. It'd probably be something else. You don't have to be like in constant contact to be a friend with someone. I know me, I have friends that I only talk to maybe once or twice a month, but we're still friends, we still talk, and I'm sure if we ever got together in person again, we'd get along really well. So that doesn't really mean that you have to talk to these people every day. But if you do, yeah, maybe you'll be a little bit better friend to the people you talk to every day than the ones you don't. But you don't have to. You also don't really have to interact in person to be friends, you know? If you're messaging someone or something, and you speak like once in a while, like, say, I used to write on the internet, and I'd have a friend who'd help edit my work. So he'd edit, or not edit it, like I'd edit it, but he'd proofread it, make sure I'm not missing anything, make sure that I've capitalized everything that needed to be capitalized. That's that. And you know, we were pretty good friends for a while, but we never met face to face ever. The only interaction we ever had was him proofreading my work, me proofreading his. It was like a mutual thing, and that's what a friendship should be. Give and take. You're giving someone something, and they're giving you something in return, be it companionship, be it, you know, advice or consolation for things. But you don't have to give anything to anyone. Like, if a friend only comes around to you for money, you're obviously not their friend. And there are a lot of situations where you end up in friendships that are not actually friendships. For instance, a lot of people, you know, you're in school, I'm assuming, a lot of people watching this, since there's very few of you. And if someone comes up to you and only asks for your help with certain things, like, "Hey friend, hey buddy, do you mind letting me see your homework because I didn't get one or two of the problems?" Odds are they're not your friend. And if they're not giving you the same sort of regard that you give to them, odds are they're not a friend either. So I think what this all boils down to is, like I said in the beginning, friends don't owe friends anything. You're with each other by circumstance, and a lot of the friendships that you make are gonna fall apart, and that's just the way things are. In those situations, you shouldn't you shouldn't sit in the past. You shouldn't say, "Man, what could I have done differently to keep that friendship?" Some things just aren't meant to be, you know? No matter how hard you try, you can't stop people from drifting apart. If your work or your interests are taking you in different places, you know? There's nothing wrong with that either, and you're not a terrible person for doing so. It's the next day right now. I just remembered that there's a little bit more that I wanted to say about this. A friendship should not feel like a stranglehold, right? It's just not healthy. If you're in an unhealthy friendship where you feel like it's being forced, you feel like there's nothing to gain, you shouldn't be in it. And if you're in a group of friends, this is, I think, more important. it shouldn't be a dictatorship. You shouldn't feel like you're being strangled by one person who's in power. It should be equally shared. And if you have a problem with this person, you have to say something about it. Because if you don't, chances are you're going to start talking to the people in your group on the side, saying, hey, this is a problem. He acts like he's a leader or whatever, she. And then you're going to talk badly about them, maybe, behind their back. And that can only make a problem. That's only going to cause splintering off of the friend group and, factioning inside it. And that's not good, because then you dissolve a group of friends and everything comes apart. If you're in a situation where you feel like some person is in charge of everybody else, say something. Talk to each other. Don't assume that you know what's going on in everybody else's life. And even if you think this person is being a dictator, like I just said, you don't want to assume what's going on in their life. Maybe they're going through some trouble, so they're trying to vent it by controlling the group. You just have to speak to people and listen to what's going on with them, because otherwise, it's not really a friendship. A friendship should be mutually beneficial. You should be getting something out of it, and they should be getting something out of it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. Bye.